I'm Harvey Greenwald, and I must have been crazy to keep riding in the rain. It was like a car wash on Route 84. And if I was a cop, I would pull over everyone who didn't have their lights on. I had people that the car came up so close I couldn't believe it. I couldn't see. I couldn't see it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to read from a piece that's been around a while, like myself. It was called originally Black, White, Shades of Gray, and also Happening Out the Window. Red, me and Frank in the cabin riding out the storm on a flat ocean. Red and Frank in my Manhattan growth days, back alley learning time. Red, time was 8-year-old true street singer, hustling copper, silver-faced Indians, being before names of movements were recorded, literate as only voluminous readers of street cred, truck riding, car stealing in the park wine drinkers bar, talking to me through the smoke everywhere. He's speaking in many voices of dead kings, drifting through wet stone castles, bleak island of dusted awake celts, railway working paddies laying silver rods, silver Marys, silver crosses, moonlit meetings of dead causes, dead Ireland. Remember 4 years ago, you were there, St. Pat's Day. Frank's drinking, gave up smoking. The cops rode into the crowd, horses banging into everybody, and the old guy kept trying to mash me with his cane. Yeah, I remember Big Tate laid out stoned in the back of that car, belonging to someone who pressed charges. Couldn't remember any car. Never forgot 7 days in the youth house. Frank's laughing like crazy. Toy gun, click, click, 3 cabs. Got 3 years washing state windows. 3-storied fall, broken back, 50,000 plus a parole. It's all gone now, and Frank's here drinking beer. Jackie Stone's dead, never making 21, ODing in his basement, found by the garbage men on the morning pickup. Poppies are growing at some city dump. I was scared that night, shaking in my stomach. We walked towards Snake Hill. Frank went down, I went down. They couldn't get Big Ted. Nobody ran. My nose is crooked. My writing's done mostly in pencil, fades fast. Red's telling me, write it down, don't fuck with your intellect, only gives you a constipated hand. He knows. Never learned much in school. There were too many things happening out the window. Mrs. White had red hair. She taught slow children. Couldn't get into her class. I was a fast child. Loved to sing. Mrs. Perkins told me I was a hummer. Most of the lip movers had probably killed themselves by now. And Frank's here drinking beer. 12 years old, Mary Ann had big tits in the closet. She was fat in the park. At home, my father never believed our committee story. Laura upside down. Red's name is Bill Shea. Not many people know. We speak in code language called off the wall, which is, he's sounding me in on the pop open can conspiracy. Band-Aid tycoons merging with pop-top people. It's bloody business. Mrs. Red has white hair, sings fast. Bill's in Mexico. Frank's laughing. The first page is in pencil. It's fading. Narby danced naked for 10 of us and other things. She likes girls better. Frank knew him better than Red. He was a nice old guy. Pockets always full of horse slips and numbers. Some stayed there when he fell off the roof. I liked flying model planes. Not much future in it, much less in kites. You never see blimps anymore. Hitching through New England with pant samples, pocketing expense money for the break, talking all day to the potbelly stove owner. He can't pay, so we trade pants for moccasins. The big discount store, 15 miles away, can pay. My pants were made for them, but I can't. The price is too high. Jackie Stone's dead. My name is Bill Shea, and I voted for the loser. I never thought he was worth much to begin with. Is that recorder on? Now to show you how to break the bank. When jumping off a moving truck, always do it on the run. Ron did slid 15 feet on his nose. Red was one of the first space travelers, hooky playing high star rider. Went with him to the planetarium, smashed time barrier. Einstein must have been high. Flashbacks of Buster Crabbe and Bad Man Ming, bathing suit with space queens with pearl-handled ray guns. Poppies are growing in some city dump. Give me something of beauty like a French deck. What do you mean you don't know what you have? Put the money up or drop out. Come on, don't finger the cards. Now, children, I'll pass out these crayons. I want you to draw things you like best. A flag or school, or maybe a picture of me. Brand new crayons, broken pieces for me, which melt nicely on a hot radiator. Beautiful, dripping, broken pieces. Your son is a disturbing factor to the rest of the class. Perhaps you could speak to him. We had this Japanese money with holes in it. Place a coin through the slot, light a candle for the Virgin Mary. 10 candles one day. Wonder what she did with all the money. Smoke everywhere. In fact, Frank's here, drinking beer. They started beating me up for killing their lord, whom I had never met. Bob broke it up, told him I was too young to know what I did. Nolan was old enough. 2 broken ribs. Have you seen my son? No, Mrs. Shea. Now don't lie to me. No, ma'am. Scared Tommy Spackle. He hated Red. Learned that money and the silk tie were the ticket. Money, girls, sex, sex, sex. On the way to the big sale. Masturbating in motel rooms. In motel rooms. Horatio Alger hero. Tommy Spackle. Points off the pencil. Keep writing, boys. Saves paper. All future writing will be fade fast, scrolls fade, books fades, ledgers, documents, tickets, money, newspapers, labels. Early morning mist of trout fishing. 12-year-old youth, not sleepy, night before opening day. Numb hands. April, 7 a.m., thump of a strike, you alone connected with life on the river. Later, hot coffee and donuts with Charlie, Freddie, the barber, and Smitty, who drove us to our big camping trip. He died when I was 16, who never teached me, yet taught me so much. All the best histories are recorded in steaming black coffee. Bill never played hooky assembly day. He was in the color guard, red hair, white shirt, red tie, carrying the flag seriously down the main aisle. We sang "We'll Rally Round the Flag." I sang until I was caught. Most of the Littlers had probably killed themselves by now. There was no chimney. We locked the dumbwaiter, closed the windows, and killed Santa Claus. Little Mel, ultimate child of the American dream, built bridges, charged tolls, sold teddy bears back to their owners, cornered the marble market, took book on scooter races, and Shylock trading cards before the bubblegum crash. Hating Spigs, Jews, and niggers, Irish Patty became a cop. He likes the action. Superman committed suicide. You expect me to believe in God? Mr. Cronkite was a 7th grade teacher. Loved little things, little boys, little girls, little French books, which he took from me. Went home to his little apartment with his little bathroom and his big wife. Red's Irish, Frank's German, and Jackie Stone's dead. Cabins of matchsticks, canoes of clay, the romantic wilderness manned by marbles crashing down the uncharted Linoleum River. Frank Buck, Lewis and Clark, Teddy Roosevelt, the very big marble, all buried in the flower pot, except Cherry, the old red marble, buried at sea and flushed down the toilet. The long white-haired old lady, strange and mysterious, my father's mother, always knew where he hid the button, always gave stockings filled with the right things at Christmas, white hair to her ankles, peaceful as the flowers she finger-painted, married to an iron man who never talked through the hole in his neck where they cut out his voice. A high roller cross-country walking gold panner who had buckshot in his legs, slept in cemeteries, smoked opium on the Barbary Coast, a handlebarred voyager who blew a bugle in Cuba, spent his gold dust and tended bar for Diamond Jim, an iron man who collected stamps and always had an envelope filled for us when we came to visit. Red's dream, Madison Avenue, became the Skid Row of the future. Demolished cars laid against curb. People lived in houses built of discarded billboards, heated by videotape fires. The museum showed originals of He-Man smoking, giant washing machines and lipstick sucking sirens of a past time. Short dream, the first page is fading, and Frank's here drinking beer. Walter was an old man. No teeth in a shopping bag, baggy pants, unshaven face. Walter always had time, candy, trading cards, broken toys he found, fixed, and gave. Walter was a dirty old man. The fathers beat him, the mothers smiled. Some children laughed and others cried. Now this composition is going to be different than any other you've done for this course. The subject is the need and value of mental hospitals. Well, allow a certain amount of creative speculation. Pass the papers out. You have 20 minutes. They help people, they protect people, they perform lobotomies, they give some people a place to go. Frank's gone, Red's dead, and Jackie Stone's here drinking beer. We'd go to the museum riding down Broadway on the backs of trucks. We'd walk through the park throwing stones in the lake. Run up the steps, then into the armor room where we were knights riding smoke-spitting chargers, waving silver cross swords, jousting for a fair lady's hand. Then to the Egyptian tomb where I ruled the mummies, floated down the Nile on a barge, freed the slaves, and watched my empire crumble. Sometimes we went upstairs to look at the paintings. Poppies are growing in some city dump. She said she loved me, eyed closed, Hollywood style. Then on Saturday afternoon went and confessed her sin. It was 3 in the morning when he staggered up the avenue. There was a roar of an engine. A plane landed. He fell to his knees. Oh, please, Father, I'm not ready. Now, son, if anyone ever gives you a cigarette closed at both ends, don't smoke it. Bring it home to me. He drew his gun, fired 6 shots. Frank went down, Red went down. I got him. He ran out of caps. Superman was a lip movement.
Can you just read where that phone, can you turn your phone on silent, please?
I did.
Go back just before you were interrupted with that. I'll splice you.
Sorry.
Well, which one?
Like the stanzas before where the noise came in. Like 2 stanzas before, and we'll go and I'll splice you in.
I don't know exactly where. Poppies are growing in some city dump. She said she loved me, eyes closed, Hollywood style. Then on Saturday afternoon went and confessed her sin. It was 3 in the morning when he staggered up the avenue. There was a roar of an engine. A plane landed. He fell to his knees. Oh, please, Father, I'm not ready. Now, son, if anyone ever gives you a cigarette, close at both ends, don't smoke it. Bring it home to me. He drew his gun, fired 6 shots. Frank went down, Red went down. I got him. He ran out of caps. Superman was a lip mover. Someone has turned on the playback. It doesn't sound the same. My finger still shows a small straw from where it got caught in the blender, but doesn't hurt at all. Yes, he's a big black man, sunglasses and a cane, subway riding to the tin cup jingle of sweaty coins in a gloomy underground. And it's jail for him, fake blind man, making things a whole lot sadder for those people missing his tap-tap somewhere under this city. You never see blimps anymore. It's hard to breathe. Asthma says it's hard to breathe. Drug in my veins says dream, and I dream how hard it is to breathe. The best coffee is recorded in Black histories. Allie has was always patriotic in the romantic sense. He was Nathan Hale, speech and all, when we kicked the chair out. He choked on it. Lights out, turn on the projector. Never knew a dog could do tricks like that. I was a fast child. Have you seen my son, no, Mrs. Shea? Some laughed, others cried, smoke everywhere, dead kings drifting through bleak castles. He had a big heavy weight, all those hungry mouths, and the old lady hating him for taking her daughter. 6 years of night schools filled with day work and 2 hungry families, and her hating him, hot-tempered, screaming, yelling, feeding my father. For $5, the doctor told me I had flat feet. They still hurt. Little cuts with powder poured in, arms swell, itch. Keep away from those powders. They can't itch or swell. Now you can hear without an ear the fade-fast process for riding hummingbirds. Camping alone, Tony, my brother, and me, cooking, fishing, swimming, alone, our big trip. Smitty drove us to it. You can't see nickels in the East River. You can't see nothing but turds and white eels. Only you know it's there. Bodies, cars, boats, guns, mud, milk cans. A kid got his head caught in one. They keep throwing, we keep diving. And Frank's here drinking beer.
Bravo, bravo. Show the book. Turn it around. This is the book of Harvey.
And I happen to be him. So, you know when that was written?
And what, you were like 17 with that shot?
When I wrote that was 1964.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
wild.
In fact, I read that. I think I read that at the Metro in Ginsburg, and those people were around.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But since we have the time,